This lesson's objectives are being able to distinguish between prepositions, conjunctions, adjectives, adverbs, and interjections, as well as knowing the different types of the above and how to use them. Next, you will learn how to understand and use the royal order of adjectives. Learn about prepositions. Prepositions show the relationship between the words in a sentence. It doesn't help to have lots of determiners, nouns, pronouns, and verbs in a sentence if there are no prepositions. Without prepositions, it would be quite difficult to tell what a sentence means. Imagine you have lost your keys. You ask your friend, "Have you seen my keys?" Your friend knows where your keys are. She says, "Your keys are the chest of drawers." In saying that, is your friend fully explaining to you where your keys are? No. Simply saying your keys are the chest of drawers doesn't help. The keys could be inside or on top of the chest of drawers. The keys could even be next to or under the chest of drawers. There are so many possibilities. The sentence, "Your keys are the chest of drawers," is missing a preposition. You can add the preposition before the noun phrase, "the chest of drawers." Note that a noun phrase includes the determiner that goes with the noun, chest of drawers. So the noun phrase is the chest of drawers. So let's say the keys are on top of the chest of drawers. We can simply add the preposition on to the sentence, making the sentence, "Your keys are on the chest of drawers." Now, before we carry on learning about prepositions, let's see if you remember the types of verbs from the last lesson. Let's take the sentence we just made. The keys are on the chest of drawers. Are in this sentence is a verb. In the context of the sentence, what type of verb is it? It's a linking verb. Remember, linking verbs are verbs that don't represent an action. They simply connect the subject of the sentence to another part of the sentence. In the case of this sentence, the linking verb are connects the subject of the sentence, the keys, to the description of where the keys are, on the chest of drawers. If you got it right, well done. Now, let's get back onto the topic of prepositions, the words that show relationships between other words. Let's go over the types of prepositions. Firstly, we have prepositions of direction. These prepositions show in which direction something or someone is going. For example, across, around, towards, through, and so on. Let's use some of these in a sentence. She swam across the pond, meaning she swam from the one side of the pond to the other side of the pond. He runs around the block every morning, meaning he runs in a type of circular motion in the neighborhood for exercise every morning. The dog ran towards me when I called him, meaning the dog ran in my direction when I called him. Next, we have prepositions of time. These prepositions indicate the time at which something happens. For example, after, since, before, while, and so on. Let's use some of these in a sentence. The boy plays soccer after school, meaning the boy plays soccer when school is over. I haven't seen you since last year, meaning the last time I saw you was last year. I like to listen to classical music while I study, meaning I enjoy listening to classical music at the same time as studying. The next type of preposition is a preposition of space. These prepositions give a detailed description of where something or someone is in relation to something or someone else. For example, on, next to, beside, under, and so on. Let's use some of these in a sentence. The cats are not allowed on the kitchen table, meaning the cats aren't allowed to be on top of the kitchen table. When it's sunny, I like to sit under a tree, meaning when it's sunny, I like to sit below the tree in the shade. Jack lives in the house next to Kate's house, which means that Jack and Kate are next door neighbors. Now, the next type of preposition is a preposition of location. These prepositions show at which place something or someone is. They don't provide as much detail as the prepositions of space. For example, at, by, and in. Let's use these in a sentence. Sally is in London. Now, we usually use the preposition in when we talk about someone being in a country or a city, or perhaps even a suburb. You may have noticed that in can also be used as a preposition of space when it's used to give a more detailed description. For example, you can say the keys are in the chest of drawers. So sometimes the types of prepositions overlap. This is why it's really important to view them in the context of the sentence that they are in. The next sentence is, I'm at work now. We usually use the preposition at when we talk about smaller scale locations like restaurants, places of work, houses, parks, and so on. So we wouldn't use at to describe the country or the city that we're in. That is ungrammatical. This brings us to common errors. Now, there are some prepositions that can only be used in certain contexts. If used in the wrong context, you will still get the message across, but it is ungrammatical and sounds wrong to native speakers. It might also lead to misunderstandings. Do you know what's wrong with this sentence? I live at Japan. It's the wrong preposition. Like I mentioned before, the preposition at is usually used to talk about smaller scale locations such as restaurants, places of work, parks, etc. So since Japan is a country which is at a much larger scale, we can't use the preposition at. Do you know what preposition we can use instead? In. Using the preposition in is grammatically correct. The sentence should be, I live in Japan. Now, is the preposition in this sentence correct? She likes to swim in the morning. Yes, it's correct. What about this one? She likes to swim in the afternoon. Yes, it's correct. What about this one? She likes to swim in the evening. Yes, it's correct. Now, what about this one? She likes to swim in the night. Well, no. It sounds a little off. It's more common to say she likes to swim at night. Do you know what prepositions to use here? The baby was born in, on, or at December, in, on, or at Monday, in, on, or at 11 a.m. Let's start with December. When we talk about months and years, do we use the preposition in, on, or at? In. So now the sentence is, the baby was born in December. We still need to figure the rest out. Let's look at Monday now. When we talk about days of the week, what do we use? On. So now the sentence is, the baby was born in December on Monday, and we still need to figure out the last one. Let's look at 11 a.m. now. When we talk about times, do we use the prepositions in, on, or at? At. So, finally, now the sentence is, the baby was born in December on Monday at 11 a.m. Perfect. Now, lastly, what is the correct preposition to use in this sentence? The baby was born in, on, or at 15 December. On. Even though the name of a month is in the sentence, if there is a specific date, the preposition on should be used. Let's move on to another common error. Do you know what prepositions to use in these sentences? Janet has been a waitress since or for 6 months. Janet has been a waitress since or for August last year. Now, in the first sentence, Janet has been a waitress since or for 6 months. There is reference to the specific amount of time Janet has been a waitress. So, therefore, we use the preposition for. Janet has been a waitress for 6 months. In the second sentence, Janet has been a waitress since or for August last year. There is no specific reference to the amount of time Janet has been a waitress. There's only the month she became a waitress. In that case, we use the preposition since, making it, Janet has been a waitress since August last year. In this next core topic, we will be going over conjunctions. Conjunctions are words that connect different parts of a sentence. Conjunctions are important for cohesiveness in writing. In other words, if you want your writing to flow well, you need to understand how to use conjunctions correctly. Some examples of conjunctions are and, but, although, if, etc. Let's go over the types of conjunctions. We will be covering these in a lot more detail in Module 4, but for now, here is a brief summary. We will start with coordinating conjunctions. Coordinating conjunctions are used when two parts of a sentence have equal weight. There is a conjunction missing in this sentence. I walked my dog, sat on the grass. Do you know what conjunction is missing? And. You are probably already familiar with the conjunction and. It's often used when there are multiple things being listed, or when two parts of a sentence are of equal importance. Some other examples of coordinating conjunctions are or, for, nor, and so. Another type of conjunction is subordinating conjunctions. Subordinating conjunctions connect subordinate clauses and main clauses. Now, at this point, we won't be going into too much detail about these, as we will be covering this in Module 4. However, for now, all you need to know is that subordinating conjunctions connect two unequal parts of a sentence. In other words, a subordinating conjunction connects the main part of the sentence with another part of the sentence that has less weight or importance. Some subordinating conjunctions are after, because, although, and so on. Let's use this one in a sentence. Sarah is happy because it's Friday. The main part of the sentence is Sarah is happy. The other part of the sentence, it's Friday, is an explanation for why the main part of the sentence is true. So, it's an explanation for why Sarah is happy. That is the subordinate part of the sentence. Because is a subordinating conjunction because it connects the main part of the sentence to the subordinate part of the sentence. Interjections are short words or phrases that express emotions or gestures. They are not absolutely necessary grammatically, but they are useful because they can express excitement, disappointment, praise, surprise, greeting, and farewell. Let's dive straight into the types of interjections. The first type of interjection is interjections for excitement. Some examples of these interjections are yay and woohoo. You can use them to express excitement or enthusiasm. Let's look at how we can use them in context. Yay, it's my birthday tomorrow. Woohoo, I won the lottery. As you can see, the interjections for excitement are usually used as a separate sentence and followed by an exclamation mark. These interjections emphasize the excitement that is being expressed. The next type of interjection is interjections for disappointment. Some examples are, oh no, aw, and oh dear. You can use these interjections after you find out disappointing news. For example, the TV is broken. Oh no, I wanted to watch TV tonight. Your favorite restaurant has closed. Aw, I loved that place. There's a huge spider in your bedroom. Oh dear, I'm terrified of spiders. As you can see, these interjections are also used in a separate sentence and with an exclamation mark. They emphasize feelings of disappointment or fear. Another type of interjection is interjections for praise. Praising someone means congratulating them for doing something good or for doing something that you approve of. Some examples of these interjections are well done, great job, and congratulations. You can say these interjections to someone after you find out that they have accomplished something that you believe is good or noteworthy. Here's how you can use them in context. I won the award. Well done, you deserve it. I got accepted into the master's program at Harvard. Congratulations, that's wonderful news. I passed the test. Great job! As you can see, these interjections are also used in a separate sentence and with an exclamation mark. They emphasize how proud and happy you are for someone. It helps to show them that you share in their joy. You feel their joy with them. The next type of interjection is interjections for surprise. If something surprises you, it means that you didn't expect it. It can be a good thing or a bad thing that surprises you. Some examples of interjections for surprise are, oh, whoa, and really. You can use these interjections after you find out something that surprises you. Here's how you can use them in context. I decided to come back early from my holiday. Oh, I didn't expect to see you so soon. Did you know that 11% of people are left-handed? Really? I thought there were more left-handed people. I'm moving to Australia next month. Whoa! I had no idea. Now, same as all the other interjections, these interjections are used in a separate sentence and with an exclamation mark, except really, which is followed by a question mark. These interjections serve to emphasize how surprised you are. It helps to show that the information you have just heard is news to you. The next type of interjection is interjections for greeting and farewell. These are probably some of the first words you learned when you started learning English. Some examples of interjections for greeting are hello, hi, hey, good morning, etc. Some examples of interjections for farewell are goodbye, bye, see you, cheers, etc. These interjections are used slightly differently to the rest of the interjections. I'm sure you're already aware of how they are used. You simply use these words when you greet someone or when you say goodbye to someone. In writing, you don't necessarily need to follow these interjections with exclamation marks, but you can if you want to show enthusiasm. Some of these interjections are more formal than others. For example, goodbye and hello are rather formal, whereas hey and cheers are quite informal. Now let's move on to the next part of speech we will be learning about in this lesson, adjectives. Adjectives are words that describe nouns. Remember nouns from the last lesson? Nouns represent people, places, ideas, and things. When you want to give more information or detail about nouns, you can use adjectives. Some examples of adjectives are beautiful, wonderful, green, huge, small, and so on. It's trivia time. Where in this sentence would you place the adjective beautiful to describe the dress? Katja is wearing a dress. Where would you put the adjective beautiful? Since it's describing the dress, it goes before the noun, dress, making the sentence, Katja is wearing a beautiful dress. Now, I want to add another adjective to describe the dress even more. I want to mention the color of the dress, green. Where can I insert the adjective green in the sentence, Katja is wearing a beautiful dress? As you can see, there is already an adjective, beautiful. So, should the adjective green go before or after beautiful? Well, you may think that it doesn't matter, but in English there is a specific order in which adjectives should be used. So, to answer this question, you need to understand this order. Now, by the end of this core topic, you will know this order. This order is called the Royal Order of Adjectives. Most native speakers aren't even aware that multiple adjectives need to be used in a specific order. They simply know the order naturally. If multiple adjectives are used to describe one noun, the adjectives need to appear in a specific order based on the types of adjectives. Let's briefly go over each of these types and the order in which they should appear. Firstly, there's the determiner. Remember determiners from the last lesson? Determiners are words like the, these, and our that make a noun more specific. Well, there's a reason why they aren't technically considered a part of speech. They are actually a type of adjective because they give specific information about the noun. However, they function differently in sentences, and that's why many people consider determiners separate to adjectives. But when it comes to the royal order of adjectives, determiners always go at the very beginning. If there are multiple adjectives describing one noun, a determiner must appear before all the rest of the adjectives. Next in the royal order of adjectives is qualities or opinions. In the royal order of adjectives, these adjectives go after the determiner. These adjectives describe characteristics about the noun that might be subjective. In other words, they are an opinion. Someone else might disagree. For example, beautiful. You might think that it's a beautiful dress, but someone else might think that it's a hideous dress. Other qualities or opinions are great, ugly, neat, etc. Size is next in the royal order of adjectives. Adjectives of size show how big or how small something or someone is. For example, huge, tiny, massive, big, and so on. Age is next in the royal order of adjectives. Age simply refers to how old or young someone or something is. For example, 5-year-old boy. Next in the royal order of adjectives is shape. Some adjectives of shape include round, square, pear-shaped, and so on. And next in the royal order of adjectives we have color. All colors can be used as adjectives. For example, blue car or red roses. Next in the royal order of adjectives is origin. Origin means where something or someone is from. For example, German girl, meaning girl who is from Germany. Next we have material. Material refers to what something is made of. Adjectives of material include words like wooden, meaning made of wood, or golden, meaning made of gold. The very last adjective in the royal order of adjectives is purpose or qualifier. These adjectives are extremely important to the meaning of a word in order to categorize it. For example, boxing gloves. The word boxing functions as an adjective of purpose or qualifier in this context. If you said the word gloves without specifying that they are boxing gloves, people might assume that you are talking about regular winter gloves. For that reason, this type of adjective is the closest to the noun in the royal order of adjectives. To summarize, the royal order of adjectives is as follows: determiner, quality or opinion, size, age, shape, color, origin, material, and purpose or qualifier. It's trivia time. Let's see if you can remember what order to place the adjectives in. Which one is correct? A, the lovely red roses, or B, the red lovely roses? It's A, the lovely red roses. That is correct because the is a determiner, which means it's always at the beginning of the adjective sequence. Lovely is an opinion, and red describes the color. Let's try one more. Which one is correct? A, her loud grey sports car, or B, her grey loud sports car? Her loud grey sports car. That's correct because the order is determiner, her, then opinion or quality, loud, then color, grey, and then purpose or qualifier, sports. We will be learning about is adverbs. Adverbs are words that describe or give more meaning or information about verbs. Remember verbs from lesson 4? Verbs are doing words that refer to actions. You might remember that not all verbs refer to actions. For example, linking verbs and auxiliary verbs don't refer to actions. Now, adverbs are usually used to describe only action verbs. For example, walk, run, look, catch, and so on. So adverbs give more information about these types of verbs. Some adverbs also give more information about adjectives that we just learned about. Some examples of adverbs are slowly, happily, fairly, never, rarely, and so on. There are several different types of adverbs. Let's explore them. The first type of adverb is the adverb of manner. Adverbs of manner describe how or in what way something is being done. For example, she walks slowly. He laughed loudly. The next type of adverb is the adverb of time. Adverbs of time describe just that, time. They describe when something happens. For example, she came to class early. I saw him yesterday. I'd love to see you again soon. The next type of adverb is the adverb of frequency. Adverbs of frequency describe how often something happens. For example, I rarely eat vegetables. She frequently goes to the gym. We've only met each other twice. Then we have adverbs of degree. These adverbs are used to describe to what extent an adjective is true. Remember, adjectives are words that describe nouns, like beautiful or happy. So, adverbs of degree give even more description to these adjectives. For example, she is extremely beautiful. I am really happy. The last type of adverb is the adverb of place. Adverbs of place describe just that, place. In other words, they describe where an action or event is happening. Many adverbs of place can also be used as a preposition. For example, I fell down the stairs. She decided to run away. Joseph Aon once said, future-proofing your career is less about picking a safe job and more about constantly updating your skills. See if you can label the parts of speech of all the words in the sentence. Many trees quickly lose their leaves in winter, but the one outside my bedroom window is green and lush.